We did it. We did the impossible for me. 31 books in 31 days, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so excited to show you. So let's get started. So if you have, that is so scary because it's literally, the stack is literally like this tall, and I'm so scared it's gonna fall. So anyway, if you have seen any of my YouTube shorts over the past month, then you will have already seen these, so there's really no point to hide them from you, but we're gonna do that because it's fun. And might I just say, I'm very proud of myself because I made this list for 26 books I want to read in 2026, and we actually ended up reading 9 of them so far in January. So that's going to make it so much easier to complete the list throughout the year, and I'm very happy because they are books I've been really wanting to read, so this is going to be so fun. This is amazing, and if you're like, wow, this doesn't look like 31 books, Sophia, well, you're right, I'm not rich, so I don't own all the books, but who cares? We read them, we listened to them. Do we want to do this in the order I read them, or do we want to do it like where we split up like fantasy, dystopian? Let's do that. That's fun. Okay. Let me shift this pile. Wow. So leave your guess in the comments or just have it in your mind of what genre you think I read the most of. So let's start with fantasy. I ended up reading Fearful the first day actually, and I don't know what to think still. It's been a month. You think I would have gathered my thoughts. You think I would have thought this through before filming this. This book, it was not necessary. In my opinion, it did give more depth to a character that is in there. This is going to try to be spoiler free, okay? I really don't know what to say to you because I'm just so confused. I could have gone without it. I think I would have been fine if we had just stuck to the 3 books in the novella, you know? I gave this 4 stars. Actually, so the point of this video, what if we do like yes, no, or maybe, and then I try to explain it a little bit because we have a lot of books to go through. How about that? Let's do that. No. Maybe if you're like really obsessed with this character that it talks about and you're that team, that's who you want, then maybe, sure. It does give reasoning, and that's nice. Then we have Light Lark, and I don't have the print edition, but I do have the special edition. But this is so gorgeous, and honestly, I went into this with low expectations. Yes, by the way. Because everyone was like, you're gonna hate it, it's too much yearning. And yes, usually, sometimes it does get a little bit much, but I did enjoy it. We do love yearning. I love it, at least. So, I gave it 5 stars. I just loved it. This was such a fun book to read. I read it in a day, like all of these books, actually. A lot of these books, sometimes they were hard, and I'd stay up, like, till midnight, and my poor family, they were like, Sophia, we miss you, because it's a month of me all day reading. So I'm very happy to be done and to be able to hang out with them now. And yeah, so that would be fun. But anyway, Light Lark. Yes, I already said that. I enjoyed this. It was fun. It was a great time. It made me think of another series that will be in a dystopian pile that I will tell you about later. And I just love it. I love the other series, so I really enjoyed this, and this was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Immediately, we read Nightbane, and Nightbane this is my favorite, I believe, because this one was just so, no? The first was my favorite? Oh, wow! Okay, well, this one did a lot of explaining, so this is my second favorite. I just made another video where I was talking about how this is my first favorite, but apparently it's not. Apparently it's my second favorite. So, Light Lark, Nightbane. This I did enjoy. It had plot twists, and honestly, it was fun. It was a great time. I did cry. Yes, so I do recommend this. I think you will like this. Please read it. One annotation, by the way. Look how sad that is. Okay, so this one, I didn't read that much fantasy, I'll tell you this, because this is the last fantasy we read, and I literally just finished this 10 minutes ago. So, this series so far, yes, I do think yes. I still am enjoying the series. This one was nice because it was shorter, so this was easy to finish in a day, because I still have, like, multiple hours left in my day. You can see the light shining. This was fun. I gave this one 3.5 stars, I believe. I did cry for this one too, very slightly, just a little bit. Like, it just one tear dripped down and that's all it was, but honestly. So, I said this was such a fun book to finish this challenge with. I really enjoyed this, but not quite as much as Nightbane. I'm loving this series. That's all I'm going to say because I feel like I've already talked about it multiple times in the other books. So here's our fantasy pile. Look at that. That's cute. Okay. What do we want to do next? Let me just see what I read after, because I'm not doing it in order at all, except for like the groups they're in. Okay, so next I actually was going to pick that anyway. What I read on January 2nd was The Leaving, and so we're going to start talking about mysteries or thrillers. And this, I did not love. I'm going to say, I'm going to say no, personally. Did I give it 0 stars? I'm so sorry. 1 or 2 stars. I accidentally didn't write down any stars. But anyway, this was kind of disappointing. I did not love it. I had been saving this for like a year or two, and it just wasn't what I was expecting it to be. But it was an easy read. I'll say that. I don't want to be hateful. So it was nice to read. This was before I even like said, hey, I'm going to do a challenge, because I read a book a day for 7 days before I was like, yeah, let's do a challenge. I was just doing it for fun. So this was fun. This was easy. I'm really glad we did this, because otherwise we wouldn't be here making this video today. Then I read The Thieves' Gambit. Oh, and also if you want to see my ratings on my Goodreads account, I just made a new account because my other one was like glitching and there was this whole thing. And so I believe now it's called Sophie Isabel. I'll link it in the description, I think. So go follow me on there. What were we talking about? Thieves' Gambit. Okay. I just think mysteries and thrillers are not my favorites. I'm trying to do this video where I am reading mystery thrillers until I find a 5-star, and I think that's just very hard. Oh man. Okay, I gotta go update the video because I just forgot of something. Thieves' Gambit was not my favorite. I gave it 2.5 stars. I'm gonna say maybe. I don't know. I've never seen Ocean's 11. I have read the Inheritance Games. I can kind of see what they're saying when they're like, it's like the Inheritance Games and it's like Ocean 11. Then again, I don't know. So maybe if you're a fan of both of those, then sure, go try it out. I had a fun time. I mostly was doing my hair, frying it, you know, and that's why it's not styled today. I was trying to give it a break. Then I actually enjoyed this so much. So yes, The Perfect Son by Frida McFadden. This is actually the first book of hers that I own. I've read 2 audiobooks of hers. I have read The Intruder and The Housemaid. And this was something. Yes, I was reading late at night for this. And I just remember having such chills, you know, the entire time. It was so freaky. I was alone. There's like, sometimes the neighbor will like go do his garden outside and he has a flashlight that's going, and I'm like, I did think it was going to be better. Sorry. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I did guess some of the plot twists, but I do recommend because it was just fun and it was easy and it was quick. Next mystery thriller, I read One of Us is Lying. Now this series, I have heard a lot about. I have heard it was amazing, and honestly, I don't know why, but I was expecting something like A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It was not. I'm going to say maybe. That's what I'm going to say. It's just not my genre, you know? Because, I don't know, I just don't have the best time, and this was not my favorite. I gave it 3 stars, but I'm not sure. I didn't really write that much about it, like, honestly. That's it. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, so since I don't own all the books, I've already forgotten what I've read, but I remember things about it. I just forgot that I read it this month. I read The Silent Patient next, and this I ended up giving 4 stars because it was just so crazy. I said I actually love this. It was so fun going into this as blind as I was. I really liked how it wasn't so much a thriller, but a slow, uncovered mystery. And something about that was so fun. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to ruin it for you if you haven't read it, but I do see why this is a book talk book because it was very enjoyable to see and read. There's an interview in the audiobook, at least at the end of the book, where the author talks about it, and that was actually really fun. I thought it was really interesting, and so yes, I do recommend The Silent Patient. Next, for the mysteries, I read One of Us is Next, and what do I think about this? This is floppy. That's what I think. I gave it 3.5 stars. Wow. Yeah, because I did like this one better than the first one, and I read the other one as 3 stars. So this one, the plot twist, I still did kind of guess this. I actually did guess who the person was, and I'm so proud of myself for that. That will be in the mystery video I'm uploading. And so this book asks what my favorite part was, and I don't want you to see any spoilers. So don't look if you don't want spoilers. But I wrote down, I swear I liked it as a whole. I swear I liked it as a whole, not any particular moment though, because I just couldn't think of anything that I loved. It was just fun in general, I guess. This is not my favorite series. I will be continuing it because I own the third book, so might as well just read it. Okay, next we have Murder on the Orient Express, I believe. Agatha Christie. So this is my second or third Agatha Christie book. I know I read her when I was 12 a lot. Not a lot. I just reread the same book, and then there were none, probably like 10 times, because it was just very fun and addicting. And so this one was okay. It was kind of confusing because I was listening to the audiobook, because this one I got started on late because of like either construction or something, I don't know. And I don't really have an excuse for you. But I got started late, so I was trying to rush this and I was trying to listen to it. And so I'm going to say maybe. Also for One of Us Is Next, I'm going to say maybe. I gave it 3 stars, but I'm not sure about that, you guys. I read a lot of books this month, so like this one doesn't stand out to me, and I will probably have to do a reread. And there are our mystery thrillers. Oh, we get to start dystopian. How fun. Okay. So, on the third day, this is so funny because it's actually going great. So on the first day we read Fearful, the second day we read The Leaving, and then the third day we read what I'm about to show you. So it's a different genre every day so far, and so it's just making it a lot easier to go through the list. Okay, so on the third day I read Insurgent, and what am I going to say to you? 3 stars. 3 stars. That's fine with me, actually. And I said this series is both better than I thought and also just not anything new. I don't dislike it by far, but it just doesn't feel original, even though this is the original, so that's kind of weird. I think, at least. This is like one of the dystopian books that you hear about. And so that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say, I feel bad for saying maybe, but like, maybe. For me, probably a yes for you. Maybe for me, though. Today, we actually read The Grace Year. Okay. I gave it 3.5 stars. Looking back, this is kind of creeping me out. This was kind of disturbing, not going to lie. Like, the cover, it's lying to you. It's really lying to you. But anyway, this felt a lot like watching The Village and The Hunger Games. Wow, I wrote that. That fits so well. That fits so well. That is freaky. And it was actually perfect after what I wrote yesterday about feeling like a lot of dystopian fantasy was the same. So, I did enjoy this. Yeah, I did. Oh, I forgot about that. Jeez. One of my favorite parts. I'm looking. Wow, that's crazy. So, I'm going to say yes with caution. Legend. I almost said the Legend. Okay, so I read Legend by, I wasn't expecting to find this cute, but it was, and I really enjoyed it too. Honestly, I must be into reading books about a bad guy right now, and we're still in that phase. Honestly, always, probably, forever will be. Because I'm also reading Six of Crows right now, so that's why I wrote that. But anyway, yeah. I will continue this series. I have the audiobook for the second book, but I think I'm about to go buy some new books, so I'm hoping I can get, I probably won't buy this series, but I just would rather have the physical copy because it would just be nice. I'm going to say sure. I feel like it has potential to be even more fun in the next book, or 2, I don't know how many there are, but it just wasn't my favorite, but I still enjoyed it. So we did a reread, and this is our first and only reread, I believe. Ignite Me. This was actually the day after I finished reading Lightlark, and Lightlark reminded me a lot of this series. And I love this series with my whole heart. This is one of my favorite series of all time. Oh, I could take out my bookmark. Cat! I got flashbacks and I was like, it's time to go back. It's time to go back. And I really want to do a reread of this series this year before Release Me comes out. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen. But at least we got Ignite Me read because we have to. Oh my god. So definitely yes to the Shatter Me series. This is the 3rd book. Okay, we have Uglies. And yes. Maybe. I am interested in continuing the series. I'll say that. They have the 2nd and the 3rd book as audiobooks right now, and I keep looking at them and considering it, but then again, I'm like, I want to own the physical copy so I can do immersive reading, because that's how I like to experience it. But anyway, this was better than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so next we have Allegiant, I believe, yes. This book, my favorite of the three. Let me be so for real right now. I was doing Instacart with my mom the other day when I was reading this and started crying. Full on started crying. Mom was like, I'll go in the store. And I'm like, okay, bye. Locks the door, reads this, sobbing. Now you see, this is the book I knew all the spoilers about. This is the one I knew. So this is the one I didn't want to read, and it became my favorite. I don't know how she did it. Honestly, now it made me see the whole series differently because the first two books I wasn't loving. I gave them both like 3 stars. This one gets 4 stars because this one was very fun. Yeah, I do recommend this one. Okay, and our last one in this pile, we have 4. So I read this yesterday, and this wasn't needed. No, I'm gonna say no. It was a short read, so that was nice. It did help me yesterday because yesterday was a busy work day where we were also Instacarting again. Poor 4, he deserved so much better than that. The cover, it took me a while. I don't know why it took me so long to understand it. I must have been very slow, but I saw that and then I was like, and that made me sad. I do think I cried. I'm not sure. Gotta make a new pile. The Giver. Yeah. Yes. Read it. I'm actually very glad it turned out the way it was. I was shocked. It's a yes leaning into a maybe. Because I gave it 3 stars. So there were a lot of reviews, and I think I even said this in the YouTube short a month ago. I don't know why I remember this. There were a lot of reviews being like 1 star, hated it, and then 5 star, then other ones being like 5 stars. I'm a teacher. I teach this to my students all the time. I love it. So I went in the middle. I picked 3 because I couldn't choose. It was quite literally fun. I did listen to the audiobook because I couldn't get into it. I had started this probably 3 times in the past year or 2 and I just couldn't get into it. I kept getting like 6 chapters in, and then I was like, I am so done with this. So we finally got the audiobook and we read this at the same time, and there's one thing in here that I was right about, and I said the satisfaction I felt when I was right about blah 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 happening and blah blah blah. So yes, I have good memories with this because I was right and I was like, wow, I'm so smart, but honestly, he basically gave us so many clues. To Kill a Mockingbird. So I did read this for school, but I got like 70% through it, and then I was like, let's just finish it. Let's just finish it because this was so fun for me. This was so cool. My grandma and my mom love this. I don't know about my aunts. I haven't asked. But my grandma and my mom love it. They love the movie. They love everything. So I've been hearing about this for the last 5 years. Let's be so for real. My mom actually thought I read the audiobook when I was 10. So I've been hearing about this for forever. And also my mom just randomly goes around, Boo Radley. So I've been hearing about this for so long. I did love this. I gave it 5 stars. 4 stars. 4 stars. I thought I gave it 5. I'm sorry. It was not what I was expecting at all. Like, our teacher was like, hey, guess what you think's gonna happen? I was so far off. I loved it. It's my favorite school assigned read so far. And so many things were just so awesome. Oh, I need to turn on the light. I'm so sorry. It's getting dark. Did that help at all? I think so, but I'm not sure. So, yes, I do recommend To Kill a Mockingbird. And so, of course, immediately, like, literally 2 days later, I read Go Set a Watchman. And this is not school assigned reading. I just really liked the first one. And I had heard a lot about this book whenever I was doing, like, assignments for To Kill a Mockingbird, and I had to watch videos and, like, research articles. So I was like, yes. And Reese Witherspoon was narrating this, and I was like, immediately, thank you. That was so fun. That was so cool. Like, I'm begging my mom to read this because I just know that she's gonna really like it. Like, I had a lot to say, let's be so honest. This is bringing me memories of, like, my first videos when I didn't do my hair at all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. The Book Thief. So this is the last book in this pile, I believe. I'm not sure if I read any audiobooks. I don't know. We'll check. So the book, this one made me cry. I posted a video for this 2 weeks ago? A week and a half ago? Jeez. 5 stars. 5 painful stars. I do understand why this is one of the saddest the saddest books out there. I'm not sure if it's still the saddest, but it hurt. It really hurt me. I literally wanted to lay in bed all day and cry, and I had to, like, I had to present something in school, and I was like, I can't do this. And then I got to class, and the teacher was like, name something that was, like, gradual, like, something that was slow but hurt you. And I was like, The Book Thief. And she was like, yeah, that's a great one. And I was like, thank you. It was slow and it hurt me. So, yeah, I do recommend it, though. You guys, I don't know where to put this. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it in this group because I have seen a lot of online things saying that's either historical fiction or it's like, I don't think it's contemporary because contemporary is today, right? I don't know. Daisy Jones and the Six, 5 stars. I'm just gonna put it in this group. We're gonna be fine with it. Yes, I 100% recommend it. It was so much better than I thought it was gonna be, okay? And I say that a lot for these books because a lot of the times I go in with very low expectations. But it was so interesting, and I found out that there's a movie, and I listened to the songs, and I love the songs, and I think they did it perfect justice. Finnick is in the movie. We're watching it. We're so watching it. It was just so fun. It was such a great experience. And I would say historical fiction because it is based off of a real band. Oh! Can we add The Women in here by Kristen Hanna? Okay, so this one I'm going to give 3 stars. It was not my favorite of her. I just didn't connect. Also, I was listening to the audiobook, and I will tell you this one thing. So it's set in the Vietnam War. Honestly, there were a lot of characters that didn't make it, and that's pretty realistic because of the times, you know? And, but the thing is, I'm gonna give you this minor spoiler. It doesn't even affect anything, so, like, I don't think you would be mad. I wouldn't be mad at hearing this, but anyway. She will fall in love with this guy. He's the best person in the world. Something happens. Maybe they break up. Maybe something happens. Okay? She's like, oh, I'm so heartbroken. I'll never love anyone again. This guy with sweatpants walks in. Literally 5 minutes later, she's like, oh my god, we're getting married. Okay? You are my life. You are my everything. Okay? Something happens. He's left. He's gone. Whatever happens. I'm not telling you the reason why she's done with these men. It could be anything. Honestly, I don't remember most of them. And that it happens again and again, probably like 5 times. I'm like, goodness gracious, lady. I've never even held a boy's hand. You crazy. And so I get it because trauma helps you bond together, I guess. And so if you're like scared that like nobody's gonna love me because of my scars and my trauma, and then you meet this guy who does understand, then maybe you want to get that. But it wasn't my favorite. And that's that pile. We have contemporary next, and I'm gonna count this as contemporary and romance as one because I don't really know what contemporary means, and I need to Google it, but I'm too lazy right now, even though my phone is literally right here. And so, all right, where were we? The Art of Racing in the Rain. This made me cry so much. Oh my god. So I've already seen the movie a few years ago, and this is actually one of the only movies that's made my dad cry that I know of. So it hurt so much. It gave me so much more detail than what happened in the movie, and it makes so much more sense. My iPad is also dying, so let's hope that doesn't happen. All right, so it just makes so much more sense why things happened the way they did, and I love this book and I want to own it. I have never seen it in a store. I didn't even know it was a book until I was just scrolling on Libby and I found it and I was like, yes. Also, it was very short, I believe, and so that was nice. The next day I read 3 Days in June, mostly and only because it was 3 hours long, and that was an audiobook, and so I don't own it. Oh, sorry, we're back. Okay, we're back. The Art of Racing in the Rain, I will recommend this because it was just very fun. It gave me so much, it made me so happy. It made me cry, but it made me happy, so I will recommend it. Okay, and then I read A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Mother Moffy. I loved it. I loved it so much. 5 stars. Yes, please read it. I don't know if this is contemporary or romance or what this is, but I'm gonna mark it in there. And if she writes more books, I just want them. I don't know how many books she has, but I just love her writing and she makes me so happy. So that is 2 books so far I have read this month. This is actually, I only read 2 of her books. But I am so happy to have finally read this because I've had it for a very long time now and it was so good. Then we have Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. And the only reason I really read this was because I heard it was YA, and also Lynn Painter was going to do this Zoom video with Ali Hazelwood, and I was considering going, but you have to buy tickets and I really don't want to do that. But yeah, so I read this. I'm going to say no. Maybe if you're a fan of Ali Hazelwood, no for me. I was expecting something different. I was expecting Lynn Painter. That's what I was expecting. And it gave me nothing. There were some cute moments. I will say that. There's some parts I really did enjoy. I'm telling you, there's more detail in the YouTube shorts because I had more time to talk about it. I'm trying to be very brief with these. So, I don't know. It wasn't that great for me, but whatever. Rival Darling. And this, yes. 4 stars. This was recommended by a friend, and it was so cute. I felt myself like grinning and just smiling like while reading it, and it was just so fun. And there are 2 more books. Well, there are 2 more books. One's coming out and one is already out, and both of them are in my wish list. So the next day, wow, we read The Academy, and no, leaning into a maybe. Maybe if you are a fan of this author, no for me. It was, this is my first book of hers, so I wasn't expecting the pace it was written in and the style it was written in, and it was a fun mystery. I did not guess what was happening. It felt a lot like Zoe 101. Someone said that in a book video, and I was like, yes, it did. It really did. And, my expectations got the best of me once again, but anyway, I don't regret it, but it is not my favorite. I'm gonna say no. That sounds like I regret it. Eleanor and Park, no. Made me cry, no. 2.5 stars. How do I say this to you? At first, yes. At first I was like, this is really cool. It's like in the 1980s. And there were some aspects that I thought were really cute and really cool, like they would read comics on the bus, and I was like, wow, that's really nice. I've been watching this series where they're in the 1980s, and I just think that's the coolest thing ever, so I was like, yes, let's pick this up. I bought this in New York, too. Isn't that kind of cool? I kind of like that. I'm pretty sure, at least in a little small bookshop in New York. So I'm going to say no. That's it. That's it! You guys! That's it. We're finally done. Jesus crikey. Let's count out how many books I owned out of the 31 and how much of each book I read in a genre. So in order of appearance, our genres are, we read 4 fantasies, we read 7 mystery thrillers, we read 7 dystopian books, we read 6 classics, and we read 7 romance or contemporary books. So we're tied between mystery thrillers, dystopian, and romance contemporary. That's pretty good. That's pretty average actually for me because I don't really read that much fantasy and I don't really read a lot of classics. So, let's count out actually how many of those books I owned out of the 31. So, 25 out of 31 books. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And, so yes, so for my 26 for 26, I probably have it edited in this video, but I'm not sure. So, out of the 26 books I read, out of the 26 books I want to read, here's the list. This is how many I did read. And it doesn't look like a lot, but it felt like a lot. So I'm really proud of us. Thank you for watching this video. This is our first wrap-up of the year. And so that was very fun, and I had a great time. And I don't think I'll ever do this challenge again, but we'll see. Who knows what this year holds. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!